everybody, and welcome. My name is Jen, and I'm a career coach at Indeed with over 10 years of experience in career services. Over the years, I've personally worked with hundreds of job seekers from a variety of different industries. And today, I want to share some advice that I've refined over the years for how to improve emotional intelligence and explain why it's essential for long-term success. Now, emotional intelligence is sometimes called EQ for short, and it's essentially the ability to identify and manage both your emotions and the emotions of the people that you interact with. It encompasses several skills, including interpersonal and communication skills. Having emotional intelligence means you're aware of your feelings and how your interactions affect others. When you develop your ability to be aware of your emotions and react accordingly, you can have better chances of success both in your professional and personal relationships. Having a high EQ is going to benefit you if you're interested in management, if you work in client or customer-facing roles, or even if you just work in a team environment. I'll discuss the 4 fundamentals of emotional intelligence and how to improve them in a way that will positively impact yourself and others. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to perform an EQ self-evaluation. So be sure to stick around. Let's jump into the 4 fundamentals of emotional intelligence. Number 1, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to identify your emotions and emotional triggers. Being aware of your feelings helps you understand how others might perceive your emotions. Self-awareness is a valuable attribute to have to understand how you are viewed by your coworkers, clients, or managers. To improve self-awareness, start by trying to gain a better understanding of how your emotions affect your thoughts and your actions. Determining what brings you joy, sadness, anger, and fear is the first step towards understanding these emotions and not letting them affect your judgment. Start by observing your emotions. Whenever you have a strong emotion like fear, joy, or frustration, take some time to explore it and look for what's driving this feeling for you. Get in the habit of reflecting on your actions and emotions every day, or at least every other day. Writing in a diary or journal daily is a great way to self-reflect. Sometimes it can be hard to see what is driving our emotions, but when you write it all down in a journal, you'll be more likely to find trends in what's triggering your positive and negative feelings. And with this awareness, you'll be able to avoid certain triggers, or even just be better prepared when an unavoidable one presents itself. And this leads us to our second fundamental of emotional intelligence, self-regulation. Having emotions and feeling things deeply is a good thing. It's part of being human. Self-regulation is the ability to adjust your emotions to create a desired effect. And the ability to do this will positively impact your relationships because your feelings can sometimes have a strong and undesired effect on other people. For example, if you're feeling stressed at work and a coworker stops you to ask a question, you might quickly answer and might even have an unfriendly tone. In this situation, you likely aren't frustrated with the coworker, but it could come across that way. Self-regulation is about training your mind to be more positive. And when we talk about self-regulation, we often use terms like manage and control. And I know these are strong words, but they aren't inherently negative when we're talking about emotions. It's actually very self-empowering to understand how you're feeling and take steps to adjust your feelings to remain in control of them and stay professional. So here are 3 strategies that will help you improve your self-regulation. Rewarding yourself for a job well done, practicing meditation, and holding yourself accountable when necessary. Now, implementing a personal reward system that allows you to celebrate when you achieve a goal can help to create more positivity at work. Rewards can be equal to how big or small your achievement is, like taking a brief break after spending a long time working on a task, or treating yourself to a nice dinner after you've completed an important project. With this strategy, you can build a positive self-image over time, which can help to develop a more positive attitude in general. And this improves your ability to self-regulate because instead of becoming overwhelmed by a larger task at hand, you're able to break up your work into smaller pieces and celebrate the milestones. Meditation allows you to quietly reflect and gain more control over your thoughts. Making an effort to practice any amount of meditation, even a daily 5-minute session, can have a positive impact on your self-regulation abilities. Schedule time each day to sit in a quiet space, clear your mind, and focus on your breathing. This practice can help you develop a sense of calm when difficult thoughts arise, which can help you to regulate your emotions and behaviors when needed. If you find yourself strapped for time, taking a moment to close your eyes and slowly count to 10, focusing on each number in your breath, can help you stay present in the moment. You can better regulate your emotions when you break down a stressful task and hold yourself accountable. If you schedule a complex task to be completed by the end of the week, you can make a strategy for separating this larger task into smaller, more manageable assignments to complete throughout the week. You can also ask a coworker to be your accountability buddy. somebody who will check your progress each day. Holding yourself accountable and taking steps to have others do the same can improve your ability to self-regulate how you act and react when given a task at work. And be sure to celebrate once you complete those milestones. For more information on self-regulation, be sure to check out this career guide article right here. Now, before I move on, please let me know if this video is helpful by liking and subscribing for more career and job search advice. Moving on to the next fundamental of EQ, social awareness. You might remember from earlier that I mentioned that self-awareness is the ability to recognize your own emotions, while social awareness is understanding the emotional needs of the people around you, and then customizing your message to meet others where they are in order to connect, inspire, and influence behavior. And showing empathy and noticing various emotional cues from others can lead to better social outcomes. You can start to improve your social awareness by paying close attention to the subtle actions and reactions of those around you. Over time, you can improve your ability to perceive and understand other people's emotional responses, which will enable you to better empathize with their feelings. It can help to try to understand why someone feels the way they do. If someone comes to you upset about a problem, acknowledge their feelings and find ways to understand their reasons for feeling the way that they do. You might find that people are not always vocal about how they're feeling. So it can help to try to stay in tune with the feelings of others also. Being aware of the feelings of others is just as important as being aware of your own, because it can help you develop empathy. Now, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Understanding the feelings of others allows you to handle workplace situations more effectively. You don't need to agree with a person to empathize with them. For example, when a coworker is showing signs of dismay, you may not agree with why they are upset, but you can react with empathy to alleviate a situation before it escalates. It can also help to embrace the differences you see in your coworkers and learn about different cultures. Increasing your awareness of the differences in people, cultures, and worldviews can improve your emotional awareness and intelligence because it helps you see the perspective of others. For more information about why empathy is so important in the workplace, be sure to check out this career guide article right here. And if you'd like to see a more in-depth video about ways to increase empathy, be sure to let me know in the comments. All right, moving on to the last fundamental of emotional intelligence, relationship management. Creating healthy, amicable, and productive relationships with others is usually based on your ability to clearly communicate your thoughts, influence others with your words and actions, and successfully work within a team. Your relationship management skills generally improve when other components of emotional intelligence do. For example, a person who is able to successfully self-regulate has high self-awareness and can likely understand the emotions of those around them too. This person has a higher chance of developing long-lasting and healthy relationships. Strengthening your relationship management skills can begin by improving your active listening. Active listening is the ability to focus completely on a speaker, understand their message, comprehend the information, and respond thoughtfully. Your ability to truly hear what a person is saying and respond thoughtfully can help others to perceive you as someone who cares and is also a team player. It can also help to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Try to meet and engage with people who energize you and find understanding with you, just as you do with them. If you find that you're not able to make these kinds of connections at work, make efforts to build this network in your personal life. Having someone who can share frustrations with and who'll give you an unbiased opinion can help you see the perspective of others when it's not immediately clear to you. And now for our bonus tip, how to perform an emotional intelligence self-evaluation. An emotional intelligence self-evaluation can take several different forms, but it'll usually involve you examining your own feelings, habits, responses, and past actions to assess your level of emotional intelligence. These quizzes are a useful way for you to become more aware of your natural tendencies when it comes to emotional intelligence. For this quiz, you'll read statements categorized by EQ fundamentals and decide if you agree or disagree as the statements relate to you. These quizzes may ask you to rate the truthfulness of a statement on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the most accurate description of your feelings and behaviors. For example, the quiz might state, "I tend to avoid talking about my emotions with my friends." If this is extremely relatable for you, you would answer 10. If it's not relatable at all, you would answer 1. Simple statements to ask yourself to assess your EQ include, "My mood impacts the people around me." "I find it easy to put words to my feelings." "Even when I'm upset, I'm aware of what's happening to me." "I accept responsibility for my reactions." "If an issue does not affect me directly, I don't let it bother me." "I can accept critical comments from others without becoming angry." I'm generally able to understand the way other people feel. I sense it when a person's mood changes. It is easy for me to make friends. I find it easy to share my deep feelings with others. Generally, the lower your total score is, the more opportunity you have to enhance your emotional intelligence. To find out if taking an EQ quiz would be beneficial for you, be sure to check out this career guide article right here. So there you have it. As a recap, to improve emotional intelligence, focus on strengthening the fundamentals of EQ by writing in a journal daily to self-reflect and improve self-awareness. Training your mind to be more positive by rewarding yourself for a job well done, practicing meditation, and holding yourself accountable. Being aware of the feelings of others just as much as you're aware of your own. Using active listening to completely focus on others to improve relationship management. And finally, consider taking an emotional intelligence quiz to help you identify the areas of EQ you can strengthen to help you become more aware of, understand, and manage your emotions. For more information on why emotional intelligence is important, be sure to check out this career guide article. I hope that you find that these tips help as you start to assess and improve your emotional intelligence skills. I think that you'll find that by taking the time to try to assess what emotions you're feeling and what's driving those emotions, the ability to self-regulate and maintain a positive attitude will become easier over time. If you thought that this video was helpful, please share it with others. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.